Hello everyone, my name is V from the Lavender Lab, and welcome back to another NR format pack review, where today we are going to be talking about the newest pack, Beat the Boss Rush, where there are some new Nouvelle cards, there are some new Wight cards for your Skull Servant fans, despite the small size of the NR cards we received, which if you don't know, NR format is only using the cheap cards on Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. We might be able to have some fun stuff for the meta players and jank players alike. So, with that out of the way, let's get into our first card that you can already see on screen, Nouvelle Recipe Book Recette des Nouvelles. While you control a Nouvelle monster card, all face-up monsters your opponent controls are changed to attack position. Each time a monster is tributed by a ritual monster's effect, your opponent pays 850 life points. And once per turn, if you special summon a ritual monster, except during the damage step, you can target one of them, add a recipe or Nouvelle card from your deck to your hand, except a continuous spell, and then increase that monster's level by 1. Now, those are three very strong effects for a Nouvelle deck, but you might be wondering, what Nouvelle deck is there in NR? Well, there's actually a sizable package of Nouvelle cards. We have every ritual from 1 to 4, as well as 2 of the Reset Recipes ritual spells. Now, we can also couple this with the trap, and if you don't know how Nouvelles work, they all need your opponent to have attack position monsters on either field to tribute. And so you tribute them and an attack position monster, and then special summon a Nouvelle ritual monster of a higher level from your deck. And you can take advantage of this in almost any ritual deck, just because they're such low level, especially to summon things like Foi Glacia de Nouvelle or Pueltis, which are both nice efficiency for resources. You can summon them easily and search out more Nouvelle cards with Barredo Base, and you can take advantage of both recipe cards' advanced effects when they summon their proper monsters, because we also have Conference de Nouvelle. What makes Nouvelle Recipe Book Recette des Nouvelles important is that you can actually summon and get the searches from any ritual monster, including cards like Megaliths, where you can then start bridging into Nouvelle just by having this spell on the field. You can also deal some hefty burn damage to your opponent, as well as combining it with things again like Megalith to then increase that burn damage significantly because of how often Megaliths tribute each other to ritual summon. That's amazing, in all honesty, and especially with Megalith, you can actually get the search effect if you special summon a ritual monster once per turn on both players' turns with a Megalith continuous trap, or just, general reborn cards or ritual summons. It's an all-around incredible card for anyone looking to play the French food, and I highly recommend checking it out, and especially, it might be having Ritual making a little bit of a comeback with recent banlist changes from the Boss Stage community, which, if you have not joined the Boss Stage community and the NR repo for NR format servers, please check out the description below where you will see the Format Friends Discord server where a connection to the Boss Stage is housed. We can move on now to the Wight cards. Now, Moisa Wight. This card and Wight Reanimator are very crazy for Skull Servant. You don't know anything about Skull Servants. Skull Servants aren't that crazy themselves. However, this card's name becomes Skull Servant while in the graveyard. If it's normal or special summon, you can add a Skull Servant or a card that mentions it from your deck to your hand, except another Moisa Wight, and then you're locked into zombies. But then, you also get an additional normal summon of a level 4 or lower zombie. We actually have a pretty sizable chunk of Skull Servant cards. Moisa Wight and Wight Reanimator, as well as Wight Princess, which when normal or special summon can send a Wight Prince from deck to graveyard, and has an effect to lower opponent's monster's attacks. Wight Prince, which it of itself is a double Foolish Burial for a Skull Servant and Lady in White when it is sent to the graveyard, and sadly we don't have King of the Skull Servants, but we do have Wight Lord, which is a very easy mill card. You can mill upwards of 9 or more cards after just 1 or 2 turns. Wight Reanimator. If your King of the Skull Servants attacks, deal piercing battle damage. Sadly, that doesn't affect us, but what it can affect us with is once per turn you can target a Skull Servant or King in your graveyard. All of the Wight monsters are treated as Skull Servant while in the graveyard. Send a Skull Servant or monster that mentions it from your deck to the graveyard. If you do, special summon the targeted monster, but you are zombie locked. Moving on from that, we do start to get into the less interesting territory with Shipping Error. This is just a generic trap. When a card or effect is activated that includes an effect that adds a card from the deck to their hand, the activated effect becomes your opponent takes 1 card from their deck for you to add to your hand, and you keep that card revealed. Then during the end phase, shuffle it into the deck and draw a card. This is not that good, although NR search effects are very important for the decks that they are a part of, so being able to stop that is rather interesting. a little situational, a little middling, and as such, only use it if you really think that it's necessary, although it is still pretty cool. Inferno of the Ashened is our next card. When it's activated, place an Obsidian, the Ashen City, from your deck face up in either field zone. We don't have that card, but we can use the second effect. You can target one face-up card your opponent controls and a level 8 or higher Dark Pyro in your graveyard. Send the card on the field to the grave, and special summon that other monster from your graveyard to your opponent's field in defense position. We only have one target, and that one target is King of the Ashen City, which I really would not want to be playing in my deck anyways, because there's no way to summon it. The card is not that good, and to be honest, can't really be used, although it can function, which is not what I can say about our final card, Halloween, which adds a Hallow the Spirit of Tricks or Wean the Spirit of Treats from your deck or graveyard to your hand. Now, the problem with this card, in the NR format at least, both of these cards are SR, and were also released like a year ago, so I have no idea why they waited this long to release Halloween. With that out of the way, I would like to thank y'all very much for watching. Kind of a short pack this time, but I definitely recommend checking out the Skull Servant deck because that sounds hilariously interesting, and I will see y'all very, very soon. Peace.